legislation became law, giving all of us the opportunities that we have today. So I'm just delighted to be part of this story that has given women a sense of empowerment, the can-do spirit, and the opportunity to toe the line over distances that men used to think would never be possible for women to run. And their children. So 150,000 miles and 2 children later, I'm delighted to still be part of the game, making it count.
And Joan, are you going to be running on tomorrow?
Yes, I will be running. Last year I was able to talk Shalane and Kara into running, so my hope is that we can talk Allyson into running.
That's a lot of pressure in front of all these people, isn't it?
And I'll be also running with my daughter, which is great because it's great to see this span the generations now.
Well, Allyson, I know the distance here is the longest distance possible from Union Square to the beach, and you usually do the longest distance possible from like here to Nike Town, so I don't know if it's game on tomorrow. But... So, Shalane and Kara, you ran for the first time together in your first really long run together here at the marathon, right? Tell us a little bit about that story. It's a really interesting story.
Yeah, we were sharing with everyone yesterday that this is kind of the anniversary, the beginning of our friendship. So we toasted last night with a glass of wine to literally, a year's worth of friendship building and teammates, literally pouring our hearts out every day in our training. And yes, last year, Kara was transitioning to a new coach and joined my team. This is where I invited her to become my friend and my training partner. This is our anniversary spot of where we went from rivals to best friends. It's our year anniversary.
So you're both going to be ready, right? Now the question is, you said, did you have a 2-hour run today? So you're still going to run tomorrow. That's called real training, right? And the word is, though, you're going to take it easy. So I figure that if you ever wanted to beat an Olympian, tomorrow might be the only chance you have. And then they told me yesterday, don't try to pass them because it's still game on, right? What was your favorite experience, Kara and Shalane, from the Olympics this year?
Shalane and I finished 10th and 11th at the Olympic Games, and we would have loved to have finished further up, but we had 12 miles where we were leading the Olympic marathon, and it takes my breath away just to even remember it. And it was just imagine leading the Olympics with your best friend, and it was just brilliant. And it's that moment, those 12-mile moments, definitely lit a fire under us.
And tell us a little bit about the rain. I think that was an interesting story yesterday.
So, as we're warming up, it starts pouring rain. And Kara and I look at each other and we're like, this is awesome. This is great. We're from Portland, Oregon. We train in this all the time. And so we said, bring it on. And then as the race got in further and further, we're like, okay, enough rain. We're done with the rain. But, no, I mean, it was such a memorable day. We poured our hearts out onto that course, and we literally had nothing left. It was an amazing moment.
That's great. So, Allyson, I have a question for you that I'm sure everyone is wondering. You have so many titles, so many gold medals, so many different meets. Do you have one favorite experience? One that just sets in your mind as your most memorable in your athletic career?
I would have to say that London is, of course, the most memorable. I don't think, not just because I had the most success there, but just because for me running is all about the journey, and it doesn't happen overnight. And it's just been such a long process. It started for me back in 2004 with my first silver medal, and then the next 4 years another silver medal, and just the ups and downs that came along with it. And so to finally cross the finish line after 8 years of hard work first. Was just unforgettable, and to look in the stands and to see my family who's been on that journey with me, when I'm, crying tears at practice that I just don't want to continue on. They're the ones encouraging me, picking me up, so to share that moment with them, it was just the most special.
So your relay team shattered a record that had been there since 1985, which interestingly enough, I believe 3 people on your relay team weren't even born when that record was set. So how did it feel to actually break that record?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The record was older than three of us. And so it's a record that we grew up, hearing about, and one that has been there so long that lots of people didn't think it would ever be broken. And not because we didn't have the speed, but because America's handoffs we always need some work. So it was just amazing that it all came together. We had really flawless handoffs, and to see the time flash up there, a world record time, it was amazing. I know I never ever expected to have a world record next to my name, and to see it just all happen, it was just, we're all overjoyed, and I don't even think it's completely sucked in yet, but it was a huge moment for us.
So these women that are running 13.1 and 26.2 have a little bit of time when they're out there on the course to kind of figure out how their pace is going. But your kind of racing is different. It's over in 20 seconds, 22 seconds. So when you're running, I'm sure they want to know, are you thinking about the time, or are you just running as fast as you freaking can?
I have no time to think about how much time is going on the clock. It's just a flat-out sprint. You're thinking, it's more of a technical thought process. You're thinking about getting out of the blocks, coming off the turn, and just running with your heart, running and pushing as hard as you can, and hoping not to see anyone at that finish line, and dipping and hoping to come in first.
That's great. Allyson, Felix.